So ever since I got the E4K Plus action camera, I've been dying to know if a 256 gigabyte micro SD card works with the camera. Officially, Yi says it's kind of weird because in the documentation that came with the camera, in this one sheet pamphlet, it says the recommended size is 16 to 128 gigabyte memory card. And then in another documentation that came with the camera, this one says 16 to 64. So of course we all know 128 gigabyte works with the E4K Plus, but 256 gigabytes, who knows? Let's see what happens. So before I actually put the memory card in the camera, I want to say again that the Samsung Evo Select U3 card, 128 gigabytes, is a great deal. It's a U3 card. It's $44.99 on Amazon, and compared to the SanDisk ones, I think they're around like $60 or $70 for the same 128 gigabytes. So it's a great deal. I think it's so popular that on Amazon the delivery time is 1 to 2 month wait to get this product. So, and the 256 gigabyte one, I can't think of a logical reason that somebody would buy this, because it was $194.99 on Amazon. For that price, you can get 4 of the 128 gigabyte micro SD cards and still have some change left over. So maybe if you're too lazy to switch out micro SD cards and you just want to splurge and you have the money, who knows? I don't know why somebody would want to buy a 256 gigabyte card for their E4K Plus. At the highest setting for the E4K Plus, it takes about a gigabyte per minute. So if you were to put a 256 gigabyte micro SD card in your camera, you would run out of battery life before you needed to switch out the card. So curiosity got the best of me, and I needed to buy this just to see if it would work in the E4K Plus action camera. So I'll go ahead and open it up and put it in and test it and see if it works. All right, I have the 256 gigabyte Samsung micro SD card in the camera. Let's turn on the camera and see what it says. All right, I think it might work. It says it has 4 hours, 10 minutes, and 35 seconds of recording time on the highest recording setting, which is 4K 60 frames per second at 135 megabits per second. Let's go ahead and try to format the card, see if it works. SD card format. Storage 238.4 gigabytes. Let's format that. Okay. I don't know how long it's going to take to format. Oh, that's pretty quick. All right, so 4 hours, 10 minutes, and 29 seconds. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll record about 5 to 10 minutes of video, see if there's any problems with the card. And then the second test I'll do is I will write, I'll fill up the card with a bunch of files and then try to write on the last 5 or 10 minutes of the card and see if that works too. All right, we'll see how that goes. So I recorded about 10 minutes of video on the card, walking around with the camera, just to see if I got any strange errors with the card, any slow SD card or anything like that. I didn't get any errors, so this is looking good. I'm going to take the card out, put it in the computer, and use a program called H2 TestW to write a bunch of dummy data to the card. I'll probably fill the card up to maybe about 5 or 10 gigabytes. Take the card out of the computer, stick it back in the camera, and then again record on the camera for about 5 or 10 minutes to see if I can fill up the card and not get any errors. Okay, so I used a program called H2 TestW to write a bunch of junk onto the 256 gigabyte micro SD card, and there's 11 minutes left. And just to show you that I'm still using the same card, I'll go to the SD card. So that's what the storage looks like right now. I'm going to record just a bunch of video until I fill up the card and see if there's any problems with writing on the last few gigabytes. Alright, so I'm down to the last 10 seconds of filling up the 256 gigabyte micro SD card. And SD card full. I didn't have any problems filming the last 10 minutes to fill up the SD card. So let's take a look at the SD card. And it's full. So I think this is a successful test. Yes, a 256 gigabyte micro SD card will work in your Yi 4K Plus action camera, but I can't think of a reason that you would use the 256 gigabyte micro SD card, because 128 gigabyte is perfectly fine. And dollar for dollar, 256 gigabyte is just going to be a lot more expensive. If you can think of a good reason why you would need a 256 gigabyte micro SD card in your Yi 4K Plus, let me know. Maybe there's a certain test case that I haven't thought about. But otherwise, 256 micro SD card is just overkill, and dollar per gigabyte value is not practical. But if you got money to burn, it will work.